sent surcharge on the lodging tax. Mr. Porter did draft a resolution on that. I researched what counties around us charge, and the actual percentage rate for the taxes is all the same, but I was unable to find the surcharge as of this afternoon, so I want to wait till we see that surcharge that other counties may have before we take any action on this. So that's something I'm still researching, and I believe that you have some information or something you'd like to share. That'd be the time if you'd like to.
I'm David Crawford. Most of you know me. Y'all got a tough job. I feel sorry for you. The lodging tax thing is what I wanted to discuss with you, and I do have that information. I have a chart from there. I'll be glad to give you, pass that along to it. I have utmost confidence in you that you make the right decision, if you have the right information to work with, and that's why I'm here, to try to give you a little more information, or Paul already tells the rest of the story. I'll try to give you the rest of the story. One of the maladies of our society today is everybody refuses to take responsibility for their own actions. And we find that rampant in our society. Our children, grandchildren, they're never fault about anything. There's always somebody else's fault, or somebody else needs to bail them out from what they've done. And this is sort of the way I see lodging tax. Our shortfall is not our visitors' responsibility. This is our government. We're responsible for our government. We need to fund our government with our money. It's not the people that come in here to visit. It's not their responsibility. When we get to expecting them to balance our budget, that's terrible. That's actually penny wise and pound foolish. It's also taxation without representation. You know, our forefathers fought in war for independence. One of the things that sparked this thing was taxation without representation. And it was something they felt strongly about. They risked their lives or limbs or property to obtain the freedom for us to be free of taxation without representation. But yet now we'll turn around and say, well, it's all right for us. You know, we couldn't stand the burden, but we'll put burdens on others if we can't stand it ourselves. We're going to tax them because the people coming in here having a voice in our government, they can't vote for you. They can't vote against you. You tax something on there. You're just trying to balance the budget. You're not helping out any. In fact, you're pushing them off. You're saying, well, if you come, you got to pay the pie. Now, campgrounds, I have a campground, pay 12% lodging tax. That's 5% state, 5% city, 2% Jackson County. Not 1% now, like I read, it's 2%. I have the forms, it's on the printout that was given my film. It's on there, we pay 2%. Now, in addition to that, a few years ago, well, in fact, I talked to Rick Roden today. Rick said when Lewis Price was mayor, the chamber needed funding for tourism. And he said, I went to Lewis and I asked him about let's put on a lodging tax. And Lewis thought that was a great idea. He put 3% on, but guess where it went? All went to Scottsboro's treasury. Now, Scottsboro gives them, I think, $65,000 a year. And they get the $1 surcharge they add on. But they add on a surcharge, and that's all that I know of that goes to tourism out of 12%. Now, we do pay an extra 1% in this area. We're in the Mountain Lakes region, and the rest of the state pays 4% state tax, but in the Mountain Lake region, we pay 5%. So we're supposed to have another 1% there that's working for us through the Mountain Lake regions. But we're paying 12%. Now, they threw the dollar surcharge in there, and I objected, and they rewrote the bill and took me out of it, and I'm not affected with this. But when you add that into there, it changes your percentage dramatically. A motel, it charges $80 a night. Now pays $9.60 a night for the 12%. They pay another $1, and when you add that other $1 up and calculate the rate, their rate becomes 13.3%. Just about $1. Not all those get $80 rooms. Take a $40 room. I talked to Well, the motel owners, that's what they said they get. I don't happen to gets 80, that's the reason I use 80. But a $40 room now, their tax is $4.80, add the dollar on, you get $5.80. You do your calculations on that thing, their rate jumps to 15%. They pay 15% lodging tax already. A motel that charges $20 will pay $2.40 plus the $1 for a total of $3.40 for a percentage of 17%. Now, look at your proposal adding 50 cents to that. 50 cents don't sound like much, but now we're talking percentages and everything. That $80 room now costs $91.10 an hour. Their rate is 15.75% tax. The $20 room is $23.90. Lodging tax is 19.5%. Ooh, what other business in the county has to pay 19% tax? You know, give us a break. You know, who has to add, any other business in town, is anybody has to add 19.5% to their prices in order to do business? It doesn't happen. You know, according to the chamber estimate, and I talked to Rick today, the average rate of Alabama County is 11% lodging tax. Well, see, we already up and above that. And I know, look at the chart there, Bridgeport has an extra 1 cent on there. So in Bridgeport, they're already 13% plus the $1 add on, and if you do the 50 cents. So what I think will happen is I think we'll go backwards on it. I think we'll get more money per person, but we're going to get less people. And so I urge you to give some thought to this thing, and I urge you to do the right thing by us. And like I said, I'll support you in anything that is across the board for everybody. But there's no reason to single out any one industry and penalize them to balance our budget. And I appreciate it. And I'm here for questions. I've got a copy of all this.